I'm Sam Stiff and I am the Engagement Manager for ITonlinelearning. And it's my role really to ensure that yourselves and your learners are making the most of all the resources that you have at your fingertips as part of this partnership. And I work in collaboration with Dave Murley.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name's David Murley. I'm Relationship Manager for CMI. So I work with IT Online to discuss products, opportunities, and the future really, and making sure that not only are learners well aware of everything that we've got, but we are ensuring that the partnership that we have has a really good future around helping students, learners, but also staff and delivery staff within IT Online.
To start off, CMI is the Chartered Management Institute, and we are essentially the people that set the standard for good management. We are a global community of over 200,000 learners and leaders, and we are essentially also a charity solely dedicated to creating better managers in the workplace. So how do we do that? We do that through helping people build career confidence at every stage and at every age. And we are also the market leader in advanced management qualification that help people essentially move ahead in their professional career. We work with lots of different organisations to do that. We work with universities, colleges, employers and training providers, both here in the UK, but also across the globe. We also have a Royal Charter. So that means that we essentially are the only organisation that can award chartered status to both managers and consultants now. And ultimately, we strive to give people the tools to manage and lead better. And I guess, why does that matter? It goes back to that career confidence that I mentioned a second ago. We really want to help learners develop that career confidence so they can go into the workplace with the confidence in their management leadership skills and experience. We also want to help organisations and businesses develop better leaders of the future and also the present. And we ultimately want to help the UK become more productive and prosperous. And I guess all of that boils down to helping making work and working life better, because we do spend a lot of our life in work. So whatever we can do to support people in terms of management leadership, making that work life better.
I think Sam has actually pinned that down really well. Just to add, CMI is a Royal Chartered Institute. It's solely focused on leadership and management. So what it does is it's not diluted by anything else. It covers all sectors, and it ranges from membership through to chartered status that Sam mentioned, but also to qualifications. Good question. And the range of CMI qualifications really goes from level 2 to level 8. Not that may not mean much, but if we're looking at a first line manager, either aspiring or current, through to middle manager, through to senior manager or senior leader, or aspiring or current, there are CMI qualifications that are developed by subject matter experts that actually link into an individual's current role or aspirational role. So it provides relevant skills. The skills, important to mention that they have been identified by leaders and employers. That all feeds into how CMI develops, revises qualifications, and everything that CMI does is about what an employer says makes a good manager. So that's what we do. They're practical. They can be used in the workplace. They offer fantastic employability. And really, there are some really good next steps with regards to CMI qualifications. And CMI would encourage individuals to look at things like Foundation Chartered Manager for Chartered Manager. And that really reflects what Sam was talking about with career confidence, is providing that confidence to individuals to say, I've got a CMI qualification, actually I can now kick on, I can do another level, or I can become full chartered. That's all linked into membership. Membership, we would call membership part of a community, and we allow CMI to talk to members about things like what is happening either globally or internationally or nationally, and how can a manager reflect on what they're reading or being informed by CMI and maybe change the way they work, change the way they think, that would have an impact that would run alongside what they're learning alongside that CMI qualification. What we do know is important is that employers are actively looking for management qualifications when they're recruiting potential or current managers. There's 1 in 5 managers have a recognised management qualification. So there's that disparity between what an employer is looking for, but what actually individuals have on their CV at the moment. So the qualifications that CMI offer, they are designed to give you that way to look ahead, call it a clear pathway for progression, really. And that's towards what we've mentioned before, that ultimate achievement, which we would call chartered manager. They're recognised, nationally recognised qualifications, and you'll be joining the network, a community, and access to various resources, including mentoring, support, resource portals, alongside your CMI membership. And the CMI membership offer would last as long as for the duration of the qualification. Good question. And assignment briefs, so they're called, are they're tasks that are set around the learning that an individual's had. Ideally, that will be practical, but obviously some theory, and based around themes. And if we look at, say, a middle manager qualification, there are various themes that fit around that level. Things like developing capabilities, delivering results, driving best practice, managing people, developing relationships, all the kind of things that you'd expect to see, how to manage yourself, how to deliver results. And they feed into what we call an assignment brief. And they are, an example would be, write a report on the reasons for change in organizations. So you can instantly see that it's real, it's a real topic. And the kind of question you might have is analyze the environmental factors which influence change in an organization. Analyze the internal factors that drive the need for change. So again, it's got that real emphasis on change, but it is aiming to get that individual to think, to reflect about, okay, I'm writing about managing change, but how can I put this into practice, either now or in the future? So it's got practical application, and the assignment briefs are there, as we say, to demonstrate the impact of learning. And that's kind of the difference. It's not a test, it's an assignment. So there is maybe a difference between a vocational qualification against an academic qualification, which might be something you mentioned around project management and so on.
How do you navigate the portal? And I appreciate that actually when you first start the qualification or first start some learning, there's quite a lot of information to take on board kind of in one time. So what we've tried to do is make that as easy as possible in terms of learners being able to navigate the CMI portal. So when you are registered with CMI as a learner starting on your new qualification, you will receive a welcome email from our membership team. And that essentially is hello from our membership team and welcomes you into CMI membership, because obviously when you are studying a CMI qualification, you automatically become a CMI member for the duration of that program. Now, within that welcome email, there will be a link to activate your membership, which you will need to do. And then you would then go on a bit of an email journey over the next 6 to 8 weeks, where our membership team will contact you once a week with a different email to introduce you to a different area of the CMI membership resource area. So there is opportunity there to be introduced to the different kind of resources that are involved within the membership of CMI. But what I would also really encourage you to do, and this comes to you in email number 2, so you'll have your welcome email, your activation email, and then the second email you'll get will be introducing you to our digital induction journey. Now, this digital induction journey is obviously all online. We just ask you to do a few key tasks aligned to each of the CMI membership resources. And that fundamentally has the aim of allowing you to familiarise yourself with that resource, what it looks like, how it works, ask you to do a couple of tasks in each resource. And then we ask you just to tick off that you've done it on the portal. And once you've done that as well, you'll also receive a CMI CPD certificate upon completion. So actually, it's a really good practice to do that induction, because like I say, it does allow you to fully get to grips with the navigation of the CMI membership, but also you will receive a CMI CPD certificate just to confirm that you've done that too, which is again great for your great for your learning, great to keep hold of. And then I'll also leave you with some, I've got a bit of a one-pager to give you off the back of today's call to show you what that digital induction journey looks like. But you'll also receive prompts from our membership team as well. And you've also got some micro videos as well to thread through your learning and delivery on that as well. So on that one, when you're registered with CMI through ITonlinelearning, you'll obviously receive that welcome email from our membership team. And once you activate your membership through that welcome email, you essentially activate your membership. So when you log into going forward, when you log into your membership, you just have to input your email. We don't have passwords, it's just email. If you have any issues at all with accessing once you've activated your account, you can email our membership team, and that is just simply membership@managers.org.uk, and then the membership team will be able to have a look into the background for you. But essentially, once you've had your welcome email, you've activated your membership, and you've essentially join the dots there in terms of activating that membership, you should be able to access all of the resources behind the CMI membership. Nothing else should require you to sign in again. So if you have any issues like that, then just email the membership team and they'll be more than happy to assist.
Again, fantastic question. What CMI wants you to do as an individual is to continue with your management CPD journey. So it could be through a next level qualification. It could be looking at chartered manager. And what we do is we encourage individuals to do that. So we offer 3 months free CMI membership post qualification, but we also encourage individuals to use CMI's Management Diagnostic. And the Management Diagnostic enables an individual to self-assess where their potential skills gaps are. That feeds into some analytics and a report that helps to guide them to think about what next. So it could be, focusing on certain topics. It could be looking at the next level. They could use it to help pull together their application to full charter. Within those 3 months as well, we would obviously be looking to convert an individual to pick up full CMI membership. And we do that by talking to them, mainly through email, about events, about linking into social media, ensuring that they have access to LinkedIn, making sure that they're aware of Management Direct, the resource portal that we've got, and they're aware of everything that they can use to help them to continue with that management CPD journey. So lots of things that they can do, and CMI's membership team is there to help facilitate that ongoing management CPD journey. An assignment brief it's a format that allows you to evidence your achievement of learning. It's focused on learning outcomes within a unit, within a qualification. And it contains a series of tasks that help you to formulate that evidence to prove your learning. So, as I've said before, things like level 5, a unit called Managing Change. What we want you to do is to be able to ensure you can show an assessor the knowledge, skills, and behaviour that are linked to managing change. And this is through a variety of organisational settings that will help you and your organisation or your organisation to succeed. And there are things like, within sticking on management change as an example, it will be things like, okay, well, what have you learned? So, for example, evaluate the theoretical models for managing change, analyze, the role of leadership in gaining the commitment of others, specify reasons for engaging with stakeholders. So it's saying, well, do you know what managing change is? Do you know how to ensure you can manage change if asked within an organization? And who might be the stakeholders or the individuals or the teams that you need to get on board to do that? And how would you do it? So I guess that's what an assignment brief is. It's pulling together all of the knowledge, skills and behaviours that you've learned through your time with our IT Online.
So the indicative content is essentially there to support a learner to understand the aims of a learning outcome within that question. So it kind of sometimes, it always refer to two different phrases. It will say may include, but not limited to. So the indicative content there is kind of some examples that question, the answer may include, or it may say refers to, and that is all around the indicative content included must be covered by the learner to meet the requirements of that assessment. So essentially what the indicative content is there to do is to give a little bit of context, give a little bit of support in terms of exactly what that question and that learning outcome and assessment criteria is looking for. I'm actually doing a qualification myself at the moment, a CMI qualification, and I find myself utilising the indicative content quite a lot because it allows me to support it, supports the structure of my answer, but it also makes sure that I'm checking in, that I'm including everything that is required within that assessment criteria behind that learning outcome. So super important to keep an eye on that indicative content and try and weave that into your answer as much as possible. The Management Diagnostics is one of CMI's relatively new membership resources. It is a tool that's been bespokely designed to help yourself or whoever's taking it identify strengths, but also skill gaps in areas of development. Now, it allows you to take a self-assessment, as referred to earlier, and receive tailored guidance in the form of a personalised development plan. Essentially, once completed, we're aiming to help you take that next step in your career. It's really super simple to utilise. You simply have to go into your membership area of your on the CMI website, go into the membership area, and click the bright pink tile that says Management Diagnostic Tool. It will then take you to our Careers Development Centre, and you just simply have to click on Management Diagnostics on the top menu. Now, how does it work? Like I say, it is really simple and it is a diagnostic tool. So all you'll have to do is answer a few questions about your knowledge and experience. And those questions are aligned to CMI's professional standard for management and leadership. And that is a standard that CMI have drawn up in collaboration with employers that outlines exactly what good management leadership looks like. And it'll assess your management skills against that professional standard. And then it will kind of present you a fully personalised learning report. And then it will present you with a fully personalised learning plan. And that learning plan, based off the report, is packed with resources, fully encompassed within the CMI membership. So there is no additional signing up to anything. There's no additional signing into anything. But it allows you to take a fully personalised learning and development plan that has been aligned to the output of your diagnostic tool with the ultimate aim of filling those skill gaps as much as possible. And there are 10 areas within the CMI Professional Standard for Management Leadership. So therefore, the diagnostic tool measures you against 10 areas. So there's 10 fully personalised learning plans to do. And the really great thing about that is there's also, therefore, 10 fully kind of accessible certificates of achievement when you complete each of those modules. So 10 modules to complete, 10 CPD certificates of achievement to collect once you've done each of those modules as well. So like I say, finding it is super easy. You can either click on the bright pink tile in your membership area, or you can go to the Careers Development Centre, which is in the membership area as well, and follow the menu for the Management Diagnostics. And ultimately, the idea is you take it at the beginning of your program, maybe see where you are at and be really honest with yourself in that self-assessment. Complete the learning alongside your qualification, and then come back at the end of your program and take it again and see how things have changed for you. Because ultimately, completing the CPD that's behind that diagnostic tool alongside your qualification should stand you in really good stead in terms of improving and kind of shortening those skill gap areas. So hopefully that helps with that one. I guess, personal to yourself in terms of the sorts of areas and the topics you would like to look at. But there are a variety of topics available, and the syllabus for each of the CMI qualifications is broken down into themes. So, for example, level 5, there are different themes around there. So there's developing capabilities, delivering results, driving best practice, etc., managing people. And there's also certain routes that you may want to take in terms of building on different units. So there may be some units that align nicely to others, and you may want to choose those in that respect. But it's fully personal choice. But have a look on the CMI website. There's lots of on the CMI website, you can see the full breakdown of all the units that you can have a look at, and you can have a look into the syllabuses on those as well to see if any of those kind of take your fancy and what you're looking for. And maybe have a look at any fact sheets ITonline have got, or like I say, on the CMI website, to have a look at exactly what may be more relevant in your role or what you want to do, or maybe where you want to develop in, or where you want to see yourself going in the future, because there's topics in each unit that aligns to lots of different people and where they want to go. So it's totally personal choice. And I guess how up to you in terms of ITonlineLearning as well, in terms of how you want to steer those learners in terms of what's available and how to mix and match them in terms of the level of qualification that you're doing. But yeah, I think the advice I'd give you there is just have a look and ultimately choose some units that you would enjoy studying, and you can apply the learning in your role and in the workplace. Because I think that's super important with what Dave was saying back at the beginning around that vocational learning and being able to take the learning and take that into the workplace as well. Yeah, great question. So there's absolutely loads that you can use outside of Management Direct. So the core membership resources that CMI has to offer, we've got the Careers Development Centre, and you look at that Careers Development Centre as all things progression and employability. So on the Careers Development Centre, we have employability tools such as our CV 360, which allows you to upload your CV and give instant feedback on, you get instant feedback on that CV and areas of improvement. If you don't have a CV, there's a full CV builder tool on there, which we've had incredible feedback on recently, actually. There are also things on the Careers Development Centre such as Interview 360. So if you are taking an interview in your role, or you're looking to progress, or you're looking for a new role, we have an Interview 360 tool, which allows you to sit a fully tailored, kind of personalised interview online, and it will give you some tips and feedback on the way that you've presented yourself in that interview. The Careers Development Centre is also an e-learning hub in its own right as well. So there's some incredible resource on there around kind of development in the workplace. There's mental health and wellbeing support, and there's also some really insightful questionnaires on the Careers Development Centre in terms of diagnostic tools as well, aside from the Management Diagnostics. So there's lots to have a look at on the Careers Development Centre. There is also research and thought leadership articles. So if you would like to look at the CMI research, we have an incredible research team here at CMI, and we do some really brilliant thought leadership and produce some really brilliant research articles. So there's lots to have a look at on there. We have an amazing events portfolio. So we have events both face-to-face and online. So I'm sure there'll be something on there that will be of interest to you. So there's a kind of an ever-changing upcoming events calendar, but there is also an incredibly robust events library to have a look back on. And it may be some of the content within those events can support you in terms of your learning on your qualification as well. We also have a mentoring scheme. So the mentoring scheme is a unique program that is all around management and leadership, with that management leadership focus, as you would imagine. It's exclusive to CMI members whilst you're on program. And it is also an opportunity whether you want to become a mentor as well, but also a mentee. So there's an incredible opportunity there. And obviously we have Management Direct that you've mentioned. And then the last one I would just like to highlight is we also have a mental health and wellbeing platform called Quell that is there for you to utilise. It's an award-winning mental health and wellbeing platform. It has notice boards on there. It's like a community platform, and there's also access to online counselling on there as well. So if that's something that you would like to take advantage of, I'd certainly encourage it, because it's we've had some great feedback on that one as well. Great question, and actually one I think we can all relate to in terms of how to navigate and how to balance and maintain that work-life balance. We have lots of resources available as part of the membership to support with that. We have time management resources on Management Direct, also the Careers Development Centre. We have webinars that we've ran all around work-life balance and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. We obviously have the mentoring scheme in terms of if you want to gain a mentor and talk to them around how they maybe maintain a work-life balance, any hints, tips, experience they've got to share with that, I would encourage that. We have CMI communities and networking opportunities, so you will never be alone in terms of that juggling act of managing work-life balance. There's always networking opportunities to talk about things like that. We've got some, like I said, great e-learning in this Careers Development Centre all around work-life balance. And we also have Quell, which is our mental health and wellbeing platform that I would really encourage people to take note of. And then also the learning, I think, that comes off the back of studying a CMI qualification. Like we referred to at the very beginning, the CMI qualification is all around kind of that practical element, and hopefully there'll be things that learners pick up during the units that they're studying with some ways to support them in terms of how to balance their work and hopefully be more, how to strengthen the way they operate in the workplace. That hopefully will help with maybe balancing work and personal life as well. But certainly in terms of resources to support, there is lots on all the different areas of resource management on the CMI membership that I think people should take note of. And certainly around the time management resources. There's models on Management Direct that you can utilize in terms of matrices, in terms of how to balance while you're at work, but maintaining that work-life balance. We've done lots of research, thought leadership, webinars all around work-life balance. And I think a lot of it is hearing from other people in terms of how they've managed that as well. So that's why I would suggest really leaning on the CMI community, leaning on the CMI webinars to hear from other people, and looking into the mentoring and the Quell platforms as well.
I'll answer that if you like. And I think it's important that an individual puts themselves in a management arena. And that, by that, I mean, is start listening, start reading, start learning, start reflecting, and start doing. And that's based on what ITonlinelearning are telling you as an individual, but also what CMI is saying. And CMI doesn't necessarily make judgments, but it will offer reflections on what's happening. And what it's encouraging individuals to do through engagement with CMI is it wants people to think like a manager. That's where, as Sam has been explaining earlier, there's the resources, there's the thought leadership, there's all kinds of different things that are linked to membership and to qualification. But I would say the big thing is use CMI to help you think like a manager and use that as part of your ongoing management CPD.